Well, hello there. My name is Molly Corder, and I am an Emerald Crown Princess, and currently I am living in Fort Mill, South Carolina, but originally from Southern California for a long time. I'm really pumped tonight. I'm going to get to be sharing with you today. The title of this video is The Triple Threat. So one thing that I wanted to share with you first and foremost is that you can be successful in this business regardless of your background, where you come from. Hey, Morgan, whatever things that you think might be standing in your way, I'm going to show you how you can overcome those. But more importantly, there are three main parts to being a successful SeneGence distributor. So the first one is your own personal sales. And arguably, your personal sales are probably the most important part of your business, because the other two, hey Carrie, the other two factors kind of lend very well to those sales. So personal sales, the second one is sponsoring, which is actually building a team, bringing in people into the business, mentoring them, leading them, and teaching them how to sell as well. And then the third one is team leadership. Okay, so sales, sponsoring, team leadership, those are the three main factors of when you are measuring success in SeneGence. And honestly, a lot of people naturally are very good at one of those. Okay, so sales, sponsoring, or team leadership. I want you to comment below and tell me which one of those do you feel like you are naturally the best? Are you the Which one of those do you feel like, it doesn't mean that you're perfect, but which one of those would you say is your strength? Sales, sponsoring, or team leadership? Which one of those? Because I feel like most people can gravitate towards one of those pretty substantially, and that's great. But with SeneGence, many of the accolades that you can achieve, the recognition that you can achieve, trips and jewelry and all sorts of things are determined by how well you do at all three. So you can be very successful in SeneGence, excelling in one of those areas, but if you want to hit trips, car, obviously the sales, profits, commission, if you want to be the triple threat, then you really need to learn how to do well in all three. Now, it doesn't mean that you are in love with all three. And I think that's really important. It doesn't mean that you have to fall in love with all three. So what I mean by that, let's talk about it. So with sales and sponsoring and team leadership, for me personally, team leadership, sponsoring, those are my two favorites by far, because I enjoy the experience of collaborating with other individuals. I really enjoy mentoring people. I was a teacher for 12 years. I actually live for doing trainings like this. I was just telling a couple of my girlfriends, I would train like this for free every single day. I love it. It's my passion. So, however, I'm not going to have people to sponsor, and I'm not going to have a team to mentor if I don't have customers. So it's very important that you are able to be successful in all three, at least minimally, to be able to kind of have a really balanced business. Now, I might think of this a little differently than other people, but I find that if you excel in one area, if you really excel in one area, some people might tell you, you need to really pull back in that area and go give more time to the other two. I don't necessarily think that's true. I think that you can be very successful in SeneGence, excelling in one area, but you can't have the other two be non-existent. There are basic benchmarks, if you will, that you need to be able to hit. And a really good indication of that would be the Dominion Reception Inner Circle Courts or the National Inner Circle Courts, to kind of give you the opportunity to kind of see where that balance might lie. All right, so let's take a look at what we can do here. So scrolling down, I have my PowerPoint from 2018. So it's 2022. I actually trained on this very topic in 2018 at seminar. I think it might have been my first training ever. Maybe not, I'm not sure. But this has been something that I have talked about openly for a very long time. And for me, I would not say weak, I would say my least natural topic would be sales for me. So sales are non-negotiable. I'm not going to be successful in Senegence if I'm not selling, using, and obviously selling the products regularly. So I am not somebody that is going to be top 5 in the company in sales because I spend the majority of my time doing the other 2 categories, which bring me more joy. But sales are a non-negotiable. For example, if you are looking to hit Dominion Reception Inner Circle Court or National Inner Circle Court, you're going to need to do 10,000 PV or 20,000 PV. If you are looking to achieve Cenestar, then you know you're going to have to do minimally 15,000 PV for the lower achievement or 30,000 PV for the higher percentage achievement. So there's so many numbers that if you are unaware of what these numbers mean and what they represent, you can find yourself missing things by a small margin. Had you known your numbers, you could have hit. So for example, if I have this amazing team and I'm not selling enough to achieve the Lips trip or Cenestar or my car or whatever the case may be, that's just foolish. So I want to kind of explain to you how you can do all 3 well, but still spend the majority of the time on the one that's your favorite. Okay, so I'm talking to all people today. So whether you are a brand new distributor or if you are experienced, if you're a veteran, this will really apply to everyone. So let's take a look at the first one. Let's take a look at sales. So there are 2 types of sales. Okay, we have in-person sales and we have online sales. And in-person sales, online sales, comment below and let me know which one do you prefer. Do you prefer belly-to-belly interaction in person, or do you prefer selling online? And I want you to also tell me whether you prefer it or not, because I know with the life circumstances that we have, especially over the last couple of years, things have kind of altered what we might prefer. But my other question is, what percent of your business do you conduct in person, and what percent of your business do you conduct online? So give me the percentages. So you could say 30% and 70% would be 30% in person, 70% online. Let me hear it. So go ahead and type that below in the comments. And if you don't do either, like maybe you don't do anything in person, then you would say 0 and 100. So there is no right or wrong answer. That's the good news. You can be successful regardless of your answer, but comment below. Okay, so here's a couple of ideas for your sales. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about is something that's really been a cool opportunity for girls on my team. Consider doing an open house once a week at your house. Again, it's very important to take note of what you like to naturally do. I do believe that when you get outside of your comfort zone, you absolutely will find yourself doing things you never thought you could, right? Most of us, believe that. But it's also okay to do what feels good as well. So for me, it feels really good to me when I'm talking with someone online in Messenger. I enjoy it. I feel safe. I enjoy that space. I prefer it a little bit less having them in person in my home, but that's okay, right? So both options are good options. So it's okay to kind of take stock of that. So one thing that I would recommend doing is a weekly open house on the same day and the same time every single week. A lot of ladies, hey Kate, a lot of ladies on my team are doing this. So for example, every Monday from 12 to 1, you have an open house and your girlfriends, it's kind of like a standing open house. People can walk into your home. Again, if this is not your thing, I'm speaking directly to people who enjoy this because there's quite a few people that enjoy in person. I know it might be shocking to you online girls, but some people love it, all right? So having people come into your home, same time, same day of the week for 30 minutes to an hour. You might have a station of your kitchen table with beauty books and some tester wands, maybe some samples laid out. And it's incredible what happens when you schedule something. So I'm a part of a bunch of neighborhood groups in my neighborhood, and it would be something where I would feel comfortable, and of course, only if you felt comfortable and safe, I would feel comfortable offering my neighbors the opportunity to come over and check out our products. This is also something that if you met somebody in the grocery store, maybe you met a lady in the grocery store who was asking you about your stripes and you said, I have a get together every Monday at noon at my home, I would be happy for you to stop by. If you have your little one with you, no problem, bring him along, etc. This is a great way to kind of guarantee that you're going to be bringing in money. So having a weekly open house, same day, same time. Another thing that I recommend is possibly consider doing a vendor event. Once a month, a vendor event can be very humbling. It could be very profitable. It can really kind of keep you on your game. It can give you a large influx of new customers. And vendor events are a little bit, they can be expensive. So the trick is to find vendor events in your area or relatively close that you could travel to pretty close that are relatively inexpensive. So I did a vendor event at my daughter's school. I set up a table there. I made, I can't say exactly, but I made a good profit after just, being there for a few hours. And it brought me in maybe 20 to 30 new customers that I was able to funnel into my beauty group. So vendor events, if you love them, can be amazing for that. When I first signed up, I did vendor events my whole first year. I traveled the country and I did vendor events all over the country, and I would travel with girls that lived in those states. I would meet them there, we would do a vendor event together, and I started to grow my team in those states, and then I'd fly back home. It was a lot of fun. But vendor events can be exhausting, so you have to kind of weigh and balance that. It's worth it for me. I would say it's worth it for me to do one a month, because even though it kind of takes everything out of me, it gives me a quick hit of 20 to 30 to 50 to 100 new customers. And new customer acquisition is truly the key to this business. So consider doing one vendor event a month. If you ever have the opportunity to do a vendor event for free, I highly recommend doing it, because even if you fall flat on your face, there is no harm, no foul, and you can at least get new contacts. Hey Jen, the queen of vendor events. Hey there. So next, possibly consider doing one fundraiser or one partner for profit per month. So when I first signed up to be a distributor, I contacted one of my friends who raises money for human sex trafficking, this nonprofit organization that she founded and she's very passionate about. And she brought together a bunch of vendors, and I was able to basically say to her, listen, I purchased my products at 50% off. Let's sell these at your partner for profit at your event, and you can keep 25% of the profit and I will keep 20% of the profit. And so basically anything that was sold through her and her girlfriends, she got to keep half and I got to keep half. So it's a great opportunity for people that, again, are, I have this lady who is really excited to raise money. So all of her friends want to support her organization. So it was a great opportunity for her to say, look, anything in this beauty book, we're going to get a 25%, or 25% of it is going to be donated directly to our nonprofit. So that is a great way. If you have anyone at all that is raising money, collecting money, I did the same thing for my son's football team. I had all of my son's moms, my son's moms, I'm my son's mom, the football players' moms and the cheerleaders' moms, we did a partner for profit. Instead of sending out, cinnamon rolls to order or wrapping paper, I gave every single player's mother a beauty book, order forms, samples, all sorts of things, like a whole care package. And they went out and they sold to their family and friends. So I did none of the legwork on that end. They brought back the money. I was able to place a massive order on behalf of all of these players, and I donated 30% of the profit. So I kept 20% in that case. They kept 30%, but 20% was a lot because the volume was so high, and I wanted to give back as much as possible to my son's team. Also, I now had new customers for life, many of which turned into distributors. So you have so many options to sell in person, and this is a great way. If you are near a dance studio, I have signed up women that own hair salons, dance studios, tanning salons, where the distributor signs up the owner. The owner can then carry the product and basically purchase it for up to 50% off, turn around and sell it, make a 50% profit. That's amazing. Or you can partner for profit with a salon where you can put your stock in her store and split the profit. There's so many options. I think honestly, most of us are thinking very small in terms of what this company can do for you. But I'm here to tell you there are many options and you can play very big and make big girl money making some good business decisions. Something else, don't forget to follow up after these events, because following up via messenger or on the phone, text message, and don't forget when you do things like this, always make sure to have some sort of sign-in where you say, drop your email address or your Instagram handle, and I'm gonna choose 5 winners for a prize. And then what you do is everybody wins the prize. So you go and you take this 100 different pieces of paper with 100 different names. You message each person. Maybe you send each one a sample pack or a product pack, or each person wins an in-person makeover. Okay, so that's gonna end up getting you way more sales than you might have if you're just posting online. Okay, next, something that I really love to do, and I don't have it with me, but I do in my neighborhood. So I'm from California. I lived in California my entire life, and my family moved to the South last year, and I'm kind of a loner. I prefer it that way, and I'm very, very antisocial for people that I don't know. It's not my thing to go around, introducing myself to people. So what I did is I said, all right, I gotta meet some of these people. So I created skincare bags, and this is not it. I'm just on the fly doing this. So I took a bag that was larger than this, and I put in a full-size daytime moisturizer, a full-size cleanser, a full-size climate control, and depending on the person, sometimes I would throw in a Senna Serum C or whatever the case may be. But basically, early in my career, I invested in a skincare set in every skin type. And what I would do is as I would advertise my business in our neighborhood groups or meet someone on my daughter's soccer team, someone's mom, I would talk about my business, or they would ask about my stripes, and I would basically say, would you ever be interested in trying out our skincare? I'm telling you, it's incredible. And I said, I can drop it off at your house for 3 days, give it a try, tell me what you think, and then I'll come back and pick it up. And what's great about that is I would go do porch drop-offs, and I would drop off the dry skincare line. And one dry skincare line, of course, I wouldn't do the evening moisturizer because they have to dip their finger in. No, anything with a pump that's sanitary. And of course, this is to people that I actually know, or people that are my neighbors that I feel confident going over to their house. But you guys, I would literally, because I'm so antisocial, I would drop off these packs on the front porch with, let's see if I have my beauty book, and I can't reach it, but I would have my beauty book. I would circle the skincare items that were included and point with arrows, and on the back, I would have my beauty group, and I would say, I would give some direction in a voice memo, and then I'd come back in 3 days and tell them to leave it out, and I would come back and pick it up. So when I would drop it off, I didn't have to see anyone. And when I came back and picked it up, I didn't have to see anyone because I didn't want to talk to anybody. It was a great way for me to get sales without having to actually interact because, again, I'm super duper antisocial that way. And it's just something that has worked so well for me. So what happened is I invested, the $70 for the skincare kit because I buy it 50% off. And one of these skincare packs that I go around, I could drop it off at 50 houses. And you know what happens when people try? They want it. And that's why the sample packs, which I have over here, work so well. And what's interesting is back when I did this training, back in 2018 or 2019, whenever I did it, I actually talked about the sample packs in my training, which gave Morgan Zambrano the idea to do skincare mega parties. So this stuff still works. We're all still doing those sample pack mega parties today. So it works, guys. It really does. Let people try the product, and I promise you, they're gonna say, I'll take it. So another great one that I like to add in is this, because this used to be in a little tub, and now it could be squirted on your hand more sanitary. Most often people would spend at least $100, okay? Every time I would drop it off, at least $100, at least. So in-person sales, usually per person, are always gonna have a much higher average. Okay, let's talk about your Facebook group. So let's talk about online. So those are some in-person ideas. Obviously, the other thing that I would recommend before I move on is the MUA program. If you have not looked into getting your MUA certification, comment below if you have your MUA or if you are in the process of going for your MUA. And if so, I want to know how many of you were able to sell product during your makeovers, because the person comes over as a favor to you to get a makeover, right? A free makeover. And the result is going to be once this product touches their skin, they have to have it, all right? And many times they're going to want to sell as well. So MUA program is also a fabulous way. If you're worried about the PV required to achieve your MUA, don't worry about that. It's going to take care of itself if you actually do the makeovers required, okay? So let's talk about online. Let's shift a little bit to online. So Facebook group. Your online Facebook group is, MUA is your makeup artist certification. Sorry, no, it's not a silly question. MUA is makeup artist certification through Senegence. And so you can do makeovers on people and you basically do small techniques. So you might do the brows only, or you might practice liner, but you do small tasks on different people. They sign off and you can become a certified makeup artist through Senegence, which is awesome because it is going to immediately help you get sales. Definitely, okay? All right, back to online. Sorry. So the first way that you can sell online is your Facebook group. There's a Facebook group and there is a Facebook page. So it's interesting because you have women like Chantel Patou, I know Jess Chernikova, maybe Katie Enos. Many of these women use a Facebook page, and it's more of like, they're almost kind of like a celebrity status where they go live and it's like their TV show, right? So a Facebook page is kind of like a storefront. Although these women have found a lot of success going live in their page, sometimes hundreds of people watching. It's also public, so anybody can see it, which gives you more access to people. However, there is also a Facebook group, and I would say that 99% of us use a Facebook group. And a Facebook group can either be public or private. Mine has always been public because it allows me to share anything that I do into my personal Facebook with the click of a button. However, they just recently changed the settings, and so what ended up happening is before, when somebody would try to join my group, I could approve it or not. And when they changed some settings that if it's public, everybody gets approved. It doesn't matter if you don't want them in your group or not. It could be weirdos like men that you don't want in there. They just get to join and you can't remove them. And also what was happening is I would have hundreds of Senegence distributors joining my beauty group, and it wasn't allowing for my customers to see any of my content because there were so many distributors in there. So I changed my beauty group to private recently, and it took 3 days for it to go private, and now I can never make it public again, but I'm actually okay with that. So now I'm sifting through removing Senegence distributors so that the algorithm is in my favor and I can actually have my customers see my content. So if you have a ton of deadweight distributors sitting in your beauty group, this is your sign to go remove them. Unless they're active and they're really communicating and talking, they're really ruining your algorithm because they're seeing your posts probably to get inspiration, ideas, or to copy it. And unfortunately, Facebook sees that they're looking at it and not doing anything. They're not commenting, they're not liking, they're just kind of hovering. And that's not doing you any favors because Facebook is like, oh, this stuff must not be interesting. These people are looking and not even saying a word. No, they're actually just probably trying to copy you, but that's okay. We don't want that. I let my first line in, and I actually let in most of my team because I want to show them what to do. But if you have just a gigantic chunk of Senegence distributors in there that aren't saying or doing anything, it's okay to remove them, you guys. It's totally fine. So your Facebook group, I want you to think about your Facebook group. And a lot of people have said to me, Molly, my Facebook group is dead. My Facebook group is absolutely dead. I'm getting no sales in there. Well, you can have a very, very successful Facebook group, but you need to think about a couple of different factors. So your Facebook group, are your albums updated with current cover photo, and current products, okay? Because what happens is Senegence changes the products so often. We get so many limited editions. You might have certain products in stock and then they're not in stock. There's really so many different lip colors that have come in and out. So when is the last time you updated your what are they called? Your albums with current products. So go in there and remove colors that you can't use anymore. Give yourself a cover photo makeover, fresh cover photo on every single album, okay? Update it. At the top of your beauty group, I would recommend having a welcome video. So I have a welcome video at the top of my beauty group. I pin it to the top and I look at it kind of like if somebody were to walk into my storefront, if I actually had a storefront, if somebody were to walk in and I'm working, I would say, hey, welcome to These Are the Days. So happy to see you here. If I could help you with anything, let me show you where the sale items are. Here is where the changing rooms are. And I'm gonna kind of give the person some direction or maybe just let them browse. So when somebody comes to your beauty group and joins, they need some sort of welcome. And if you don't have anything sitting there ready, it's just kind of a group that they're not really sure how to navigate. So my beauty group at the top, I have a pinned post at the top. It has my beauty book link. It has my Kiss and Tell link, my sign up to be a distributor and join my team link. It has how to order, because you want to have that written, but you also want to have that in your video. So, sorry, my computer's stuck. So I say something like, hey there, welcome to These Are the Days by Molly Corder. I'm so happy to see you. Welcome to my beauty group. This is where you're going to find the most incredible anti-aging makeup and skincare on the planet. Now, if you're wondering, how do I see the products? I want you to jump on over to my albums where you're gonna find all of the products that we have labeled by category. Take a look. If at any point you have a question, feel free to comment on any post, any photo, or you can send me a private message. If you would like to place an order, there's 3 ways to order. You can become a distributor and do this alongside of me and make a profit and sell the products. You can be a Kiss and Tell preferred customer, get a 10% discount. You pay $10 once a year. You're going to be a VIP and hear about all of the sales and specials first, or you can pay full retail and I accept cash, check, or not check, cash, Venmo, whatever you want to say. So I have that there and I say something like, if you look at the caption above up here, I want you to take a look at the beauty book and pay particular attention to the Kiss and Tell link if you'd like to get a discount on every purchase. Something. Thank you so much for being here. I mean, really, truly just kind of like give them the navigation tips of how to use your beauty group. I think a lot of times people come to our group and they're watching our video and they're like, okay, well, I want to order, but where's the link? Like, where's your website? And, you know, we have Kiss and Tell and we have a Senna site now. But when I first started, you guys, everybody would be confused how to order. And because I wasn't making it clear. So we don't want to assume that people know what to do. We want to make it very clear to them exactly what to do, how to order, you know, send me a direct message. You want to be very clear in your intro video. Another thing that I have pinned at the top is a price list, and that has been really helpful. Okay, something else that I want to talk about in your beauty group. My beauty group has always been kind of like a blog, like a video blog for me. So I recommend having your beauty group be very similar to how your stories are in Instagram. So I know this makes me seem real old because I'm just coming up on 5 years on the 17th with Senegence, but there weren't really Instagram stories or Facebook stories when I started. And if there were, I truly didn't know how to use them and I can't remember. That's pretty fresh, honestly. But what I did before there were stories is that I always made sure that my Facebook group was a fun place to be. And it wasn't just a place where I copy pasted other people's graphics and, you know, nobody even knew whose group it was because I was just sharing everybody else's stuff. My beauty group is like a video blog. So let me give you a perfect example. So today, my son, Devin, he's 13. We just moved here. You guys, we're new. Being in middle school and being the new kid is tough, all right? My son is the new kid. So he tried out for the middle school baseball team, okay? 7th and 8th grade team. My son's in 7th grade. Baseball is his thing, okay? We've played baseball since he was 3 years old. It is his thing, but he's new. Nobody knows him. And so for the last 4 days, my son has tried out day in and day out. And every day the coach gives every player a letter. And the letter, they're not allowed to open until they get to the car. And it's like a check mark of, sorry, you've been cut, or you made it until tomorrow. You guys, it's like very cutthroat, okay? So for 4 days, as his mother, I have been so stressed. I can't focus. I've got, my nerves are shot. I just can't even take it. Like my baby, my son, my firstborn, we're in this new place and he just needs this so bad. And so what I've done is over the last 4 days, I've been going live in my beauty group. Yes, my beauty group, my makeup group. And they know the whole story. They know that my son is trying out, and whether he makes the team or not, they are invested in my life, in my family. I bring them along in what is happening. I don't tell them, intimate details of my life, but I tell them basic things that make them realize when they're supporting me, they're supporting a dream. They're supporting a family. I'm a mother. I have motherly stressors, so many of them related to me. I went live and I said, you guys, today's the final cut. It's Friday. Today's the final cut. And my husband is there right now, and he just said they're calling each player over one at a time. And they've already called 6 players. And Devin hasn't been called yet, and there's only 12 spots and XYZ. And so I'm telling my customers, and they're just, they can't get enough. They're messaging me all week when they want to know, what is the up? Did he make the next cut? Tell me everything. Not once did I mention lipstick in any of this. Why do I let them in on this? Because we are not Sephora, okay? We are a family-owned business. I am a happily married mother of 6. I am just like them. And when they purchase through me, they see exactly where that money is going. It's going to my son's new baseball bat, because guess what, guys? He made the team. He made the team. Oh my gosh. I literally got tears, chills. I FaceTimed him. I shared the screenshot of my son and I that I took the screenshot of when my husband FaceTimed us, and my kids are all screaming. We're so proud of them. And this is why they buy from me, and they're not going to buy from you, because they are loyal to me, because they are loyal to my family, because I have let them in. This is not just makeup. This is not just how can you buy from me. This is a choice to purchase your products through a person and get service through a person that you don't get at Sephora, that you don't get at Nordstrom, or wherever the case may be. Okay, so I told you that little story, and how many of you feel like you are invested in me, right? Most of you have no clue who I am, nor do you care. But because I give any personal touch, it matters. So bring your family in on it. Also, let me, and you know what, guys? If my son wouldn't have made it, I'm still sharing it. Because how many of you have had a child that has been bullied or had a hard time or didn't make the cut or didn't make the team? Or, because listen, I have this same child. He didn't make something. It's relatable, and it's real life. And people want relatable. They don't want perfect. So this case was a good one, but you know what? The next time it might not be the case, and that's okay. It's very important to make this more than just something's on sale. I got this new product. This is on sale. Make it about everything. So I go live at my son's baseball games. I go live when my husband and I are debating on what to eat for dinner. Like, my husband wants this place, I want this place. Which one sounds better to you? And everybody wants to give their opinion. My algorithm gets boosted every time that happens. Bring your customers in. Create a video blog atmosphere. Get in front of, some other things for sales. Get in front of a well-lit window or ring light. Photo quality is crucial. We have A+ products, and some of you have, D- photo quality. It's not because you even mean to, but I want you to stop in your tracks. Go over to Instagram and type in LipSense, #LipSense, okay? go type in hashtag Lipsense and start scrolling through all of the photos you're gonna find. There's gonna be a million. And start scrolling through the products. And when you find a beautiful photo, I don't mean a beautiful woman. I mean, find a beautiful photo. Look at all this sea of photos, and if some photo stops you in your tracks, take note of what it was that stopped you. I have a couple of ideas. It's not gonna be how beautiful the person was. It's not gonna be that her makeup is perfect. It's not gonna be because she's 20 years old. Although, sometimes that might help, right? I wouldn't know. But it's going to be good lighting, clear, crisp photo quality, a cleaned off lens, okay? A good angle, maybe a non-cluttered background. And when you go see what makes you stop in your tracks, go duplicate that, okay? Go duplicate that, because I promise you, let's just take a look at an example. All right, so this is what I see sometimes. I'm gonna flip my photo around. This is what I see sometimes. I've got this velvet Lipsense, and even if it's not blurry, look, even here. First of all, I wear press-on nails, and I just took them off. So this would be a perfect example of what not to do. This makes my product look like it's worth $5. It really does. All right, go get me a press-on nail, and let's turn on the flash. And, do you see the difference? All of a sudden, it just makes sense. I mean, there's so many. There's my beauty. This is my name of my beauty group. Or I can do a video and I can show the color and get it to focus. So much better. And honestly, you really just need to get in front of light, but also you need to get outside if possible. It's not always possible, but it truly matters, because if you are selling a $25 bottle of Lipsense, the photo quality needs to match the price point. That's important. I find sometimes people are trying to sell their stock and they'll just be holding a bunch of colors, and it's on a dingy cart, or it's laying down on a carpet with dog hair, and it's 6 o'clock with no light. And I'm thinking to myself, they couldn't give those away. They could not give those away at that point. And then you have someone else, they take a nice photo, they're selling them for full price. It's that important, okay? It is that important. All right. Okay, next. So if I scroll through your Facebook group right now, so I want you to think about your beauty group, and you can actually go there in a minute. Go to your beauty group, and I want you to scroll through it. And if you go look at the last 10, hey Dee, if you go look at the last 10 posts that you have done, you better be in at least half of them, okay? You better be in at least half of those posts. Your face, your hand, your photo, your graphic. If I go to your beauty group and there's no video pinned at the top to welcome me and say hello with a smile, and then I start scrolling and I have no freaking clue whose group this is, because you're nowhere near in it, all right? I wanna see you at least 5 out of the 10 of your last 10 posts, okay? It really, truly does make a difference. Everybody should be able to know it's your group in 2 seconds. That's important. All right, let's go into a couple more things with sales. And sales is long, and the other two will be much shorter. So product posts. When you're doing product posts, there's 2 types of posts that I have taught my team to do and that I do. So I have short posts for people that have ADD like me and cannot read a long post to save their life. They literally scroll to the bottom to see what the point is. And then you have people that read every single word and they want to know the science behind it, the ingredients. They want to know why it works. They want to know all of that, right? So when I create posts about the products, it's very important that you mix it up between short, cute, concise. For example, hey there, or hey girl, super pumped for this miracle in a bottle, or have you gotten your hands on this, the purest form of hydration, climate control. It's like a fresh drink of water for your skin. Something cute and not too informative, right? That type of post stops a girl like me. a couple well-placed emojis, a little bit of spacing. It's important. But for my girls that are into information, science, that type of thing, they're going to be like, what the heck is this blue gel? And you've got to be able to mix longer informative posts and shorter hey girl, hey posts to kind of reach that variety of customer, because there's a big variety out there. Another thing that I did, and I've said this now for years, is I have the notes section in my phone. And what I do is over time, I write short posts and then longer, more informative posts that I kind of get info from the back office. And so in my notes section of my phone, I have like climate control. And then I have a little short, cute post. And then I've got a long post. And then the next note, Nangai oil. Next note, mascara. Next note, gold mask. And so I've over time, because I've been doing this 5 years now, I've got a post in my notes for every product we carry, which is really convenient when I can't think because my son is literally about to get cut from the baseball team. And I'm thinking to myself, I got to sell something here. I go to my notes and grab something that I created when I actually had brain cells. Okay. It's very convenient and it's helpful when you build a team to give them access. Product knowledge. Let's see. Photo albums. Use Trello. Okay, something else that I do as well. I have photo albums in my phone and for each product. So I have a climate control photo album. Every time I spray climate control or, even like right now, I'm not spraying it over my makeup, but I will take a picture with climate control, and then I file that in my climate control album. And I also file photos of my friends or really pretty photos of just the bottle by itself without me, where it's like, I don't know, one of it activated, one of it not. And it's really helpful because, again, when you're in a bind, it's an awesome opportunity for you to just go grab something with your face. And we did not have boards when I signed up, which although I actually don't know anything about boards, but I plan on learning. The other thing that's really great is voice memos. So in Trello, there's this app, I guess it's an app or a website. Way back in the day, 5 years ago, I actually did a voice memo for every product. What that means is if somebody said, hey, Molly, what is this climate control? Tell me more about it. Well, if I'm in the middle of something, I don't have time to go research and remember everything. I have a voice memo stored that says, hey there, okay, climate control is my favorite product. It is the purest form of hydration that you can buy. It goes down to the deepest level of your skin. It's the purest form of hydration. We call it our miracle in a bottle because it's our anti-aging moisturizer with Senaplex Complex, etc., blah, blah, blah. And so I would have a voice memo ready with common questions, and I would just hit it to the person instead of stopping and saying it in that moment. So this is a great way to save time, especially because when I first started, I was a full-time teacher and I had just had newborn, obviously, twins. And so I had 5 kids. I'm a full-time teacher and I decided to do this business. My husband's mother had passed away really unexpectedly, so he was just completely MIA from any help. And I needed fast, effective, efficient. I had no time to be messing around, right? And so I am not an organized person by nature. Once I had the twins, God humbled me, all right? Anybody type A and then have twins, now you're type Z, okay? Now I am type Z. However, in 5 years, you can do anything. Go do one thing a day. I promise you'll be organized, okay? Make it a goal. So here we go. All right, moving on. Another thing that works really well that you can add is that if somebody says, oh, Molly, I'm interested in, getting a Lipson starter collection. Make a video that says, okay, make an actual video of your face and just pretend this is a starter collection. And I say something like, this is not actually, just pretend. Okay, or if somebody says, I want to try Lipsense. Can I get Honey Rose? I'm going to say, hey there. Okay, you're absolutely going to want to grab a Lipson starter collection. It's going to come with the color of your choice, in your case, Honey Rose, the clear gloss, which seals the color, and then the Oops remover, which is going to allow you to remove it safely at the end of the day with no damage to your lips. It's $55. I can wrap this up for you, whatever. And so she's seeing a person instead of just block text, okay? So you can actually save videos. So when I first started, people asked the same questions over and over and over. So I would make videos of myself and then I would just send it. Because most of the time I was wearing my husband's shirt and underwear, you know, nursing twins and basically trying to survive. Okay, so I wasn't looking glam. When I did, I needed it to count big time. Let's see. One other tip, get your customers hooked on the foundation or tinted moisturizer and you're gonna legitimately have a customer for life. When is the last time before Senegence you started to research and change your foundation? I don't know about you, but I used to use Clinique foundation, and I'm talking when I was 15, and I used the same color for my entire life. I didn't even want to bother talking to someone, so I just kept buying the same color over and over and over. When you run out, buy another one, buy another one. When somebody takes the time to get color matched and purchase a foundation, they're not doing that frequently. They're going to just come back and say, oh, I need another one. Oh, I need another one. So get them hooked on the foundation and tinted moisturizer. Okay. Some other really good tips. End of the month sample packs, you know, something that you could do, because this sample pack actually adds up to like $7. But what I do is at the end of the month, any purchase over $50 or something like that, I will say, add on a sample pack for $5 additional shipping and handling charge. And really it kind of pays for most of it. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with eating $2 because now they're going to want everything. So that's a great way to kind of get them to try new things without breaking the bank. Another really good tip, create a Upsell cheat sheet. So I have a sheet where it says like climate control, okay? What if somebody says, oh, can I grab that climate control? I'm not gonna say, did you wanna add a bombshell diamond to it? Because that would make no sense. What I'm gonna say is, oh yes, absolutely. Make sure that, I just wanna make sure that you have the Senna Serum C, because the top 3 skincare products in the world that you need for anti-aging is hyaluronic acid and vitamin C, and I happen to have both. Did you want to throw that in there with it? Because I'm upselling something that actually is going to increase and give them a better result, okay? Or the Nangai oil, or the daytime moisturizer. You know, example, if somebody says, can I get a bombshell diamond? I'm not gonna say, did you wanna add the hairspray to your order? No, that doesn't make any sense. So make a list of items and good upselling items to go along with it. That helps, especially for new girls that have no idea what to recommend, because we wanna upsell every time. Okay, let's see. Go live at least 5 days a week. When you're baking a cake, if you really do an epic fail, show them the fail. If you're playing the tooth fairy, you know, ask them like, how much money do you give how did the tooth fairy do at your house? You know, something like that. And create that relationship, and you're gonna get what you focus on. One other thing, last thing I'll say about sales, just kidding, one more thing after that. We have like 400 products. So let me just tell you, I wake up sometimes and I'm like, okay, what do I want to sell? We got shadows, we got hairspray, we got hair coverage, we got lip scents, we got facial resurfacer, climate control powders. Oh man, we got the new lip applicator, we got the body wash, we got brushes. Oh, we actually have lip liner, blush, tinted moisturizer, lip scrub, lip smooth. And guess what I'm gonna end up doing? I'm gonna do nothing because I'm paralyzed from being so overwhelmed. Guess what happened? I never sold a sunless tanner once in my Senegence career. And then one day I talked about it every day for 7 days and I sold 50 sunless tanners. What you focus on, you will bring. So you get what you focus on. So enough with this huge amount of doing everything crappy and more of do something, one thing very well. And I promise you, you're gonna get results, okay? Narrow it down. Last thing, goal. Grow your Facebook group or your in-person customer base by one person every single day. Okay, so that's something that seems like, oh, one person, that's easy. It's not as easy as you think, but in 365 days, you just gained 365 potential customers. So give it a shot. Oh gosh, why did I do so much for sales? Let's see, post the same thing multiple ways. Okay, so Senegence, I might have this like, geez, and then I might have a boomerang like, couch, and then I might have myself outside holding the bottle like in front of a beautiful flower garden. Maybe I have it squirted in my hand and I take a picture. So it's the same product, but I want to promote it a bunch of different ways. So flat lay, selfie, boomerang, you get it. And it's like when you're eating dinner. Have you ever eaten dinner and you have your meat and your potatoes and your vegetables and you're eating one thing and you're like full, but then you try to eat something else and all of a sudden you have room? Or it's like, I need dessert, and all of a sudden you have room somehow. It's because your taste buds, you're just sick of the one thing. So that's why nobody's looking at your pictures, because you may take the same picture every single day in the same spot, in the same outfit, in the same part of your house. Get creative, all right? People can all of a sudden be like, oh, they'll notice. Think outside the box. That's very important. The number one quality of a successful network marketer is thinking outside of the box and being a problem solver. When my son says to me, Mom, I stepped in gum, I'll be like, okay, go solve the problem. And all of a sudden he's like, okay, I'll just go scrape it off. Oh yeah, what made you think to do that? Because I didn't do it for him, because he's capable. So if you are a SeneGence distributor and you wake up and we have a promo of a freaking gloss, like, oh, we've got this promo. There's two types of people. One type of person sits and waits for their leader to tell them what to do. The other person goes and makes something happen. Which one are you? You want to be the second one, all right? If your leader gives you something, that's a bonus. That's not the only thing you do. You want to go handle it, all right? So solve the problem. You want to sell product? How are you going to do it? Start thinking outside the box.